Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the World Illustration Awards winner interview series presented by the AOI and in partnership with Directory of Illustration, celebrating great illustration across the globe. This is actually the fifth interview in our series where we are talking to all of the winners from the 2024 World Illustration Award, and we're getting to hear a little bit about them, putting a face behind the project, as well as an insight into their practice. And today we're joined by Jason Raish, a New York-based illustrator. So in New York at the moment, bright and early, and the winner of our DI award for their project FIT Black Student Illustrators Award 2023. So hi Jason, how are you?
Great, great. I just came back from a 3 mile run with the dog, this guy right here.
Oh my goodness, hello, what is his name?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm ready to go for the day.
Nice, nice. So a nice long run to start the day. Is that something that you like to usually structure your day around, getting outside, getting inspired?
Yeah, take the dog to the park every day, every morning. It's a nice way to start the day off.
Yeah,
Usually sunshine and greenery. There's a nice park here in Brooklyn, so Prospect Park. So it's a great way to start. Yeah.
amazing. No, definitely. And like great to get inspired. And yeah, I'd love to hear more about yourself and your illustration practice. Tell us about how you kind of got into the illustration world and also just a little bit more about your practice.
Yeah, I guess I went to school for fine arts at SUNY Albany for 3 years, and then was like, oh no, I need to make money. So then I thought about it and I switched over to illustration. So I started at FIT, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology here in New York. So I did 4 years of illustration there. Um, and then I lived around the world in various countries for 5 years, doing the freelance illustrator's life. I don't know why more people don't do this, but I lived in Beijing and Tokyo, Barcelona, London, Paris, uh, all for 5 years, and I'm back here now in Brooklyn. But what I'm losing my thoughts here, but I
Amazing
now
that
I
you've
teach.
really
Yeah,
traveled around and lived in loads of different
yeah.
places. Do you find that that inspires and informs your illustration practice?
Yeah, it does. I think, as artists, we're an amalgamation of everything we've seen and eaten and experienced and heard, and so I think it all helps with my practice and my art.
Yeah, definitely. That's amazing. And you said you teach as well.
Yeah, so now and then eventually now I teach one class a semester at FIT, the Fashion Institute of Technology, illustration. So it's a nice way to give back, and it makes me think about what I do in a different way.
Definitely. It kind of allows you to, I guess, look at your practice from a whole new perspective.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
That's amazing. And why did you decide to enter the World Illustration Awards?
Yeah, I guess was seeing it around, and it seems like a very much more international kind of competition and community, um, compared to the American illustration competitions. There's a couple big ones. So I wanted to try my hand at that and see, how I might do in there. And it's really tough to get in, I must say. I've only been uh long listed twice, let alone shortlisted and winning this DI award also. So it is tough. It's a nice challenge.
That's amazing. So how many times did you say that you'd entered before?
Uh, Probably 6 or 7 years, so it is tough.
That's amazing. I mean, your project was so amazing. That's really great what you were saying about it being an international awards. That's something that we're really proud of, that it is a global award. So it's really showcasing a really diverse amount of talent from everywhere. So yeah, that's really great. And again, congratulations on being a winner this year. That's great.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I'd love to hear actually a little bit more about the award-winning project because I know it was actually created for a really amazing initiative and it raised really a lot of money as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's called the FIT Black Student Illustrators Award.
Wow.
I made it up. But it's under the FIT 501(c)(3) charitable giving thing. But
Yeah.
it made this art as fundraising prints for to raise money for this initiative. Because I was seeing, I think Ben the illustrator did a survey surveying a bunch of illustrators, and it turned out it's like 3% of the illustrators are black, and so that's a really small number. I don't know
Yeah.
what year the data was, from 2020 maybe. Um,
Hmm.
and so I was like, what can I do? How can I help? And I teach at FIT. So I was like, maybe we can fundraise for to give awards to graduating Black illustration seniors at FIT. So that's what we did. And so I've done it for 3 years now, and every year give out a couple $1,500 awards to graduating Black seniors. The uh we have judges that judge and see who should get it. So since then, a few winners have gone on to have agents and do book covers. One, Shania Carrington, was one in the very first class I ever taught at FIT, and she's got an agent now and does book covers and stuff for big publishers. So um I guess a way to give back is the long and short of it.
That's amazing. And the style in which you work is so beautiful. I'm like blown away by the level of detail that you managed to capture. What's your process like with working in the way that you do?
My illustration process. So I mean, I guess I've always liked fashion, and so I did collaborate and team up with Dandy Wellington, this vintage fashion activist and singer and all that. So that also helped. But yeah, it's just my process, I guess. If we're getting a process, it's all digital pencil, because the digital brushes are good enough. It used to be real pencil on paper, but now digital pencil, digital coloring, textures and stuff, and just a whole lot of just noodling around and erasing things and sleeping on it, coming back to it, because it's all I feel like I'm not exactly naturally talented at drawing, so everything I do it's a struggle, and it takes so much time and energy. But um yeah, and just a lot of photo reference research and looking up vintage outfits and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I think you're being very modest. You're an award-winning illustrator, so it's amazing to hear, like you were saying, about how it is like a process and showing up every day and really looking at those reference photos and taking time to build on the work that you're making.
Yeah, yeah, it's always a struggle, but one that I guess that's the whole point of everything, I guess.
Exactly. A labor of love, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about the process? So being longlisted and shortlisted as part of the World Illustration Awards 2024. Yeah, what did you really enjoy about the process?
Um, well, of course, it's an ego booster and a confidence booster, of course. I'm only human. Um, but I do, aside from just knowing personally how tough it is to get in to this competition, uh, I like seeing what else the other winners and the other people that are longlisted, shortlisted, because again, it's like such a international community. It's like so much stuff that I don't see just in America or on my America centric uh feeds and stuff. So just really seeing the other work come in is, and all the other just projects and clients and who people are working for out there in the greater outside of America, that's really interesting to me.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it really is like such an amazing representation of the illustration industry, and it really creates that sense of community to see, like you said, what your peers are doing and get to feel inspired by what's out there. Because, yeah, it definitely really reaches so many people that it's really amazing to see where everyone enters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great to hear. And in terms of impact that being a winner has had on you, I mean, I know it's still early days, but how have you found that winning the World Illustration Awards 2024 has impacted you? Have you had any new inquiries, any new commissions, any, like, just like you said, a bit of an ego boost and a lift of confidence? What has kind of had the biggest impact on you?
Uh, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I am working on like a crazy 3D puzzle thing, and they saw me. And again, it's a German puzzle company. I don't know if they would have found me if I wasn't included in the World Illustration Awards, because it's so international. Um, and it's still, yeah, like you said, it's still early in the year, so we'll see what else rolls in from this. But yeah, just getting a lot of more reach, I guess, and that international illustration community, or just other people that like art, a wider reach. So I've been getting new followers that, I feel is coming from World Illustration Awards publicity and stuff. And then yeah, it's just a great ego booster and confidence booster to have this too.
Yeah, definitely. That's amazing. And I'll be excited to see the puzzle illustration, did you say, that should be coming out hopefully in the next year or so. Yeah, I'll be keeping my eyes peeled for that for sure. And in terms of the AOI membership resource, is there something that you kind of feel like you have found from that you find is really, beneficial and a great tool as well?
Yeah. So I mean, I've been fortunate that I've been like buried under deadlines and stuff since the holidays and going on into this year. But I did look at the list of benefits, member benefits and stuff. And you do a lot of stuff, so I don't even know how it's possible. But the I think I saw like a portfolio review, which seems that would be really great, especially, I mean, for people starting out, and then even for like older people like me, that like if you're having a midlife crisis or something, or trying to reinvent, or just want someone to take a look at your practice and see with fresh eyes, a different pair of eyes. But that, and then the legal, I think I saw something about legal advice could be offered if you, or contract advice, which is hard, especially if you don't have an agent, you know. So a bunch of, yeah, the list of benefits, there was a lot of great stuff on there, I thought.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like it's just one of those things that, again, makes you feel less alone, feeling like you've got more people in your corner when you're dealing with things like that and contracts and all those many, many like elements of being an illustrator, other than just the drawing bit, which is the bit that we all love to throw ourselves into. But yeah, all the other stuff as well that goes along with that, which is really, really exciting. And just to round things off, I'd love to know if you have any advice. I know you yourself, you're a teacher, I'm sure you're full of words of wisdom that you give to your students. But is there any advice you would give to aspiring illustrators and also people that are looking to enter the World Illustration Awards this year?
Yeah. Uh, I mean, there's so much, but a word of advice, I guess, is you know, uh, rejection is a big part of like our profession. Uh, and so rejection from awards and stuff is another part. And so, you could be doing it for entering for 5 years, and never have anything long listed, or shortlisted. And you just have to keep trying and keep trying to improve yourself in your work. And yeah, just keep persevering. And I guess personal work also is, people can tell when you love the work that you've been doing, as opposed to some other client-based project that you hated, and it shows. I say make time for personal work. I know it's tough when everyone's got to make money, but make time for personal work, because sometimes it'll be, you know, this was basically a personal project for me, and I hope people can see like how much I like working on it. Um, yeah, take time for personal work and keep persevering, I guess, is my big advice.
Yeah, definitely. Perseverance, I feel like, is so key. And I think exactly like you said, you can tell with your award-winning project this year how much passion you had and how much, it really came from a place of you trying to, like you said, help in the industry and bridge that gap. And I think that all of that really, really clearly came across. It's such a strong project. So congrats again.
Thanks. Thank you.
Really, really great. And it's been great to see some more of an insight into your practice from your Instagram takeover, which is on our feed today. So for anyone that's watching this, if you haven't seen already, you can check out Jason's amazing work at World Illustration Awards on Instagram. And also if people want to find you online or on socials or your website, where can they find more about you?
It's all my social media is just my name, Jason Raish. So on Instagram, uh, X, aka Twitter, I do look at that sometimes. So Blue Sky, sometimes I look at. Um, and I think that's it these days. It's a crazy mix-up world right now on social media. So, but hopefully my name will be on Jason Race wherever we all end up in the future
Yes,
too.
exactly. I'll be sure to put all of your links in the description as well so that everyone can keep up to date with what you're doing and what you're working on. And yeah, just a big thank you so much for joining us. I know that you're probably super busy and with time difference and everything, but really appreciate you making the time to chat with us and be part of our Winners series. So yeah, it's really, really exciting. And for everyone else that's listening, I guess just want to say thank you so much for joining us again. And if you're feeling inspired, which I feel like I am, especially like you're saying about perseverance and really putting yourself out there, you have nothing to lose. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, maybe I should apply for the World Illustration Awards 2025, there's still time. The awards are still open for entries until the 11th of Feb, and it's our 10-year anniversary, which is really exciting. So we've got lots of exciting things coming up in the pipeline. But yeah, be sure to keep up to date on our website and our socials. And you can also sign up to our mailing list as well. All of that, again, I'll link in the description so you can find all of that. And yeah, thank you so much, Jason. We can't wait to see what you work on next. And thanks again for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.